it's David Libman here. I'm going to walk you through creating a master list. Before I get into actually the master list process, I want to show you how master lists are used in Starport. So we're on our dashboard and we can click into to an active loan. Remember, an active loan is what happens to a deal after the originator has accepted your loan quote and decided to move forward with you as your lender. The deal, whether it was a scenario or it was an auction, automatically becomes an active loan. And it's going to stay there all the way until a closing. The originator would come into this page and they'd see all the documents that are required for them to gather. Where do we get that list of documents? We got it from you. It's called a master list. So a master list is essentially a customized document requirement list from every lender on the platform. And we can do this because we know who the lender is on the active loan deal, and we know the type of deal, whether it's a short-term, a long-term, refinance, purchase, or multifamily acquisition. And at that stage, we can then allow you, the lender, to determine, hey, upload a couple different, or create a couple different master lists, and then we can populate the due diligence center with the right document requirements for a particular deal. And that's essentially what we're doing. I'm not going to go through the whole process of how the due diligence center works. We'll do that in a training. For now, I just want to show you a couple basic things. There's obviously a document name. When I click on the plus sign, I see a description of the item. If I click into the item, this item is called a basic item. It's requiring me to upload a document, so it wants me to add a new file related to a personal financial statement. There are two other document types. They would be a form and or in addition to a form, there's three types. There's a basic, which requires an upload. There's a form, which is up to 5 different questions that you can request that the originator completes. And there is a completed item, where you would upload an item like a PDF of a revised loan quote or some kind of disclosure or some other document that you want the originator to simply acknowledge and approve. So 3 different types of documents that you can create on Starport. With that, let me show you how to create a master list. So from anywhere on your page, click on the upper right corner onto your avatar and select Manage Company. On the left-hand side, click Master List. This is the Master List Management page. You'll see a list of all the master lists that you have created. You can import your own master list. Basically, you're going to import a CSV document, and as long as that, you only need 2 columns, name and description. If you have a CSV file with those 2 columns, you can import it, and that'll immediately begin creating a master list. Or you could add a master list individually, item by item. By default, you'll notice that you have an existing master list already called the catch-all. That was created by us in your name. It's 43 items long, and it's there already. So even if you don't have time to create a master list right now, don't worry. There is one already there by default. Because remember, once the deal becomes an active loan, immediately the diligence center is open. That could happen tomorrow. I mean, if you already created a mandate and that mandate's active, you could be getting deal flow right now. So you don't need to worry. There is a catch-all that's available to begin with. But let's take a look at what an individual master list would look like. So very often lenders will begin with our catch-all copy, and they'll go in and they'll edit this. What I suggest is to make a copy of it. Let me go back out there for a second. What I suggest is to make a copy of the original master list that we gave you, so you don't disturb the original. And once we have a copy of it, which is what we call it up here, catch-all copy, we can begin working with the copy. Give the master list a name and a brief description. This is a description only for you internally. This name is only for you in your organization of these different master lists. And you can assign it to a different deal type. There are 6 different deal types. You can assign 1 master list to each. And of course, you can create 1 catch-all. And then there's the list of items. And you'll see that there is a document name, a document type, again, whether it's a regular question, or I'm looking to see if there's any completed items. There's not. A document category and a description. Do not worry about the required toggle. It's not what you think. It's not whether this item is required or not. It has a different function which we're not using quite yet. So just leave required alone. Be most concerned with the document name and the document description, because that's what the originator will see. So this is my list. I can add an item, but before I add an item, we can go in and edit the items that we already have. So requiring a bank statement is pretty common. Let's take a look at what that individual item looks like. I will hover over the three dots, and then I can remove or edit this item. I'm going to choose to edit the item. I'm now looking at an individual item named bank statements, and this is the description. So you might remember when we're looking at the active loan, I clicked on the plus sign, and this is what opened up, this description. This is a regular type. As I mentioned, there are three different types of documents that you can create: a regular type, a question form, or a completed type. I can give the item a category. It has no other purpose other than organization for us internally. And then I can upload a template. So let's say this was an REO. Instead of a bank statement, you were requiring an REO to be uploaded. You might have a template REO form that you want them to use. You could upload that into the system. And that's it. That's your one item that you've created. Let's go back out and take a look at what it would look like for a different item type. So let's imagine that I wanted to create this item. I wanted to add an item. I could give the item a name. I could select an item description, and I could select the item type. If I selected question or form, I can now write a question. For example, sometimes you might see an insurance policy where people want to create an item to ask the originator borrower to upload information about their insurance policy. And they might say, what is the number? Okay? And then I could identify what kind of question, what kind of an answer do I want? And in this case, I want it to be short text. Now I could add up to 5 different questions in this one item. Essentially, I'm creating a form. So I've added a master list item. I'm going to call it insurance policy. I want to know what the policy number is. The next question I might say is, who is the carrier? And in this case, again, it might be short text. And again, I could go up to 5 different questions, all within this one item, essentially creating a form. I've seen lenders even create a credit card form in here, requiring, expiration date, code, number, name, everything, and create their own forms. Make sure that you save it to fill it out, but make sure that you would save it before you do it. And then you have created a master list. And that's really all there is to it. It's only cumbersome because there could be a lot of different items, which is why many people just begin with our default and edit it. So that's your master list. Thank you for listening. If you do need any assistance with this, please reach out to us at any time. Thank you.